In this case, what we're doing is we're mixing two primary colors. So in the center, we're putting yellow. And at the edge, first I have to wash my brush. Do a good job washing your brush. And then if you want to wipe it off on the newspaper, it'll get drier. And then instead of using red as my other primary color, I'm going to pick magenta, because yellow and magenta make a very nice orange. So I'm going to go around the outside edge with my magenta. The best type of paintbrush for this is a flat paintbrush. If you go outside the lines a little bit, don't get too stressed, as long as you are trying to do your best job. Then I'm going to wash my brush. I'm going to get my mixing tray, and I'm going to scoop out, I'm going to scoop out some paint. First I'm going to scoop out some magenta into my mixing tray. Then I'm going to wash my brush. Then I'm going to wipe it on the newspaper to make sure it's clean. And then I'm going to scoop out some yellow. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, it's a lot easier to make a color get gradually darker than it is to make a color get gradually lighter. So I have my yellow. I'm going to add just a touch of magenta to it. So it's going to turn a very yellowy orange. And that's going to be my next color. I'm going to put this back here. And my yellow orange is going to go here. My next color, I'm going to add more magenta to that yellowy orange to get a orangier orange, and that's going to be my next color. Now I need to add more magenta. And notice, because it's my mixing tray and I'm not using the paint that I'm sharing with the table, I don't have to be quite so careful about washing my brush, as long as I do not contaminate the colors for the rest of the group. Okay, and now the next color, I'm going to take this one, which is almost magenta, and I don't have quite enough, so what I'm going to do is this. When I start to run out, instead of washing my brush like I normally do, I'm going to just dip the very tip of my brush in water. Not to wash it, but just to see if I can wet the color and make it stretch a little farther, because I seem to be almost done. I don't have quite enough, so I am going to need to go and wash my brush before I go to the paint that everybody's sharing, because it would be rude if I took paint that everybody was sharing and got it dirty. So I'm taking my magenta, and now I'm going to mix it in here with my mixing tray, and I can mix a tiny bit of my orangey color, so it's a slightly orangey magenta. And now I can go ahead and finish my design. So what I'm going to have is colors that go gradually from yellow to yellow orange to red orange, all the way to magenta.